So just lie onto your mat, straighten your arms down by your sides. Straighten your legs out and let the feet just kind of roll out naturally. Roll your head side to side a few times as you begin deep breathing. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth like a sigh of relief. One more round with the head here. Good, now bring your head back to center. And let's take 4 deep breaths, raising the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale down. In, big Buddha belly. And down. 2 more. Good. Sweep your arms out to the side and on the floor. Step your feet on the mat, wide apart, and begin to windshield wiper your knees. Now let's switch to nose breathing. Breathing into the back of the throat to make that slight sound. And to also slow down the breath so we can take deeper breaths. Good. Pause at center. Cross your right ankle on top of the left thigh and pull your left knee in. 4 more breaths. After about 4, step your left foot back to the ground, arms out to the sides, and collapse your knees left. Now keep pressing that right knee away from your body. You can do this by resisting the right ankle against the left thigh and rotate that knee away from your belly. Good. Now with your left hand, grab that right knee and pull that knee toward your left kind of like rib cage, left side of the chest area. Get a bigger stretch on that right hip. One more breath. Come back to center. Step your feet next to each other. And then cross your left ankle over, pull that right knee in. Two more of your breaths. Good. At some point, step your right foot back to the ground, arms out, and drop your knees right. Keep rotating that left knee away. Good. Now with your right hand, grab the left knee and pull it toward the floor by your right armpit. All right, release back to center, bend both knees into your chest and rock side to side. Rock across your sacrum, back of your pelvis there. All right, now step both feet onto the ground. Make sure your back ribs are grounded to the floor, which they naturally should. Good, now extend your right leg to the ceiling. And you could just stay here and pause, otherwise I want you to clasp your hands behind your head. On an exhale, lift your head and chest up. So that's home base. Now take 10 tiny pulses, 1, and think of driving your chest down to your navel. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Support that head. And 10. Head down, grab your leg with your hands, and as a matter of fact, let's use the belt now. Grab your band or belt or towel like I have. Good. Put it around the right foot and now slide your left leg straight. Put some effort into straightening your right knee so you feel that nice stretch in the calf and the hamstrings. One more breath. Good. Now hold on to the belt with your right hand and lower the leg right. Make sure it doesn't drift away from you. Keep pulling it toward your right shoulder rather than just letting it drop low. Two more. Good. Bring it back up. Switch hands, same leg, and draw it across the body. Let this be a twist as well. So rotate the right hip up a little. You can look to the right if you want. Surrender into the pose. Use your breath. Use your body awareness to just let go into it. Good. On the next inhale, come back up and step both feet onto the ground again. Make sure you put yourself back to what feels like the center to you. Now extend your left leg up. Clasp your hands behind your head. On an exhale, firm your whole core set and lift your head and chest a little. Good. That's home base. Support that head. And 10 times pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Lower the head down. Grab your towel or whatever you got and step the left foot into it. Slide your right leg straight. Soften into the pose again. Feel that sensation of unwinding. Now lower the leg left. Come back up and bring it right. Good. Bring it back up. This time bend both knees into your chest. Give it a good squeeze here. And move on to a seated position with your legs crossed. Have your belt near you again. And let's cross the right shin in front of the left. Now grab your belt. I'm just going to refer to it as belt, whatever you got. Grab the belt with your left hand and hang it over your back. Lift the elbow, left elbow up so you feel that outer armpit is extending up. Don't let it collapse forward. Lift up. Right hand reaches around and grabs the lower end, and then your hands walk themselves toward each other, especially the lower hand. Good, and then put in some effort here and sit tall. Lift the chest and side bend right if you like. Good, come back up. Keep the arms clasped or release the hands and fold forward on an exhale. Good, inhale, come back up. Release your arms here. Step your right leg out to the right. Bend your knee a little, and we're going to curl down, which requires your abs to engage. So reach your arms up and clasp your hands loosely. Inhale. Now tuck your chin, round your upper back, and brace your stomach, and bring your forehead, if you can, on the knee. So don't be afraid to bend that knee. This is supposed to stretch your upper back and shoulders. I'm actually feeling this in my low back as well. So just breathe into what you feel. 3 more. Good, come back up. Release your hands down and let's cross the left ankle in front of the right. So we'll start from the beginning. This time the belt goes into your right hand. Find the other end with your left hand. Back of the left hand against the spine. And when you're ready, side and left. Doesn't take much. You get that nice stretch in your right side ribs, the lats, armpit. On an in-breath, come back up and fold forward, exhale. As you inhale, come back up. Release your belt, extend left leg left, bend that knee, sweep, inhale, raise the core and dive down. On an inhale, come back up. Good, release your arms down. All right, let's take the feet onto the ground, hands behind you. You can turn them forward, sideways, or backwards. Or you can be on your fist if you have wrist issues and lift up your hips. Push the glutes upward. And lower back down. All right, so with your feet fairly wide apart, with your fingers just as a light support behind you, press your knees all the way right. And notice I'm not rotating my whole body right. I'm trying as best as I can to sit on both sitting bones and just windshield wiper the knees side to side. So this should stretch your groin area as well as your maybe outer hips and outer thighs. So next time your knees fall to the right, I want you to let them drop and then lean over to the right and fold in. So put your forearms or hands down right in front of your right shin. So you should have 2 90-degree angles in your legs here. Make sure that right foot isn't tucked in. Bring it out. Breathe and relax. Feel that hip, especially the right hip stretch, and maybe your left inner thigh. 2 more. Good. Come back up. Sweep the knees over to the left. Be sure to have those 90-degree ankles and lower over the left shin. Good. On an in-breath, come back up. And here we go on to all fours. tabletop pose, and begin to arch and round. You can be on the fists, or again, usually we're on flat hands here. Try to touch on every vertebra from your tailbone up to your neck bones. Everything is arching and rounding through its range of motion. One more round. Good. Instead of balancing in tabletop here, we're going to go to the side. So keep your knees where they are. But now sweep your right foot a little over to the right. Rotate yourself open to the left. So my left foot steps back and the left arm goes to the ceiling. This is a supported side plank. If you have more balance here, lift your left leg, grab the left ankle behind you and pull the heel to the butt. Looking to the ceiling might be a little demanding, so try that. Go on your knees, back to all fours, and sweep your left foot to the left and right foot steps behind you for the other side. Once you feel you have your balance, lift that right leg, grab the ankle. If you have tight quads, this might not work for you today, but no worries, we do several poses to open them. Good. Release and sink to child's pose. Slide your hands forward. So in child's pose, it's important you sit back first and then you lower your chest down. Now, since your arms are reaching forward, walk them as far to the right as they'll go. You want to go until you feel a stretch on your left side body. Walk your hands all the way left. Good. Back to center. Rise up to all fours again and step your right foot between your hands. Tuck your back toes, so you could stay here or lift your left knee. Now feel like you're pressing your left thigh up to the ceiling, but then you sink your butt down, and there you should have a nice stretch in your left leg, maybe the front of the hip. Imagine the left heel reaching back and your chest, your breastbone sinking forward. So make yourself long. The neck is part of that, and the shoulders relax. Option, keep that pose and reach your right arm to the ceiling. Strong legs, grip the floor with your feet. One more. Good, release your hands down. And you can go to down dog or come to all fours. If you're in down dog, try it out. If you're on all fours, maybe go to doggy pose here, popping pose. And we'll come to the other side. However you get there, step your left foot forward. Tuck your right toes, lift that right knee. Sink your hips forward, lean your chest forward. Step long. And then lift your left arm to the ceiling. Good. This time, fingertips to the floor and step forward into a standing forward bend. Feet are about 2 of your fist widths apart, and just fold in here. And your head down. You can even work with straightening one knee more and then the other knee, like you're swaying your hips side to side. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. And come rolling up to standing. Once you're up, just kind of rotate your upper body around your lower body. Good. And right into our tree pose. So I'll face away from you. You will take the left foot into the right inner ankle, calf, or inner thigh. Go slow. Start with the hands at the heart to kind of emphasize that central view, that midline of the body. One more breath. Now either stay where you are or raise your arms. Gaze at the floor a few feet ahead of you and notice whatever is steady, like your breathing is steady, your mind could be steady, because maybe your body isn't. Good. Hands back down and step your left foot down and then behind you into warrior one. So step it back, a good distance back, square your hips and straighten that left leg. And now melt your right knee forward, lunge forward. Raise your arms out and up. Gaze is up and breathe. Scoop up the low belly. Now 3 times if you want. Lean forward, stretch your arms back. That's 1. Take an inhale to come back up. Exhale, strong legs, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale up and step it forward, mountain pose. Pause, relax. Get lots of oxygen into the body during these breaks. And then we go to tree pose, right foot, steps to left inner thigh. This one from the front here. Notice the ebb and flow of the breath. Embrace the wobbling, it doesn't have to be stillness. The body has a tremendous ability to auto-correct on any level. Raise your arms if you like. Go hands back to the heart, step your right foot down, and then back into warrior one. If you want to be exact here, you could think of the 2 heels being in one line. If your thighs just won't rotate that way, just bring your feet wider apart, okay? Lunge forward, arms reach out and up. Your breath. Sense any tension in the body and let it go. And now maybe 3 times. Inhale, lean forward. Come up. Long breath so you can move slowly. Was that 2? I'm going to do another one in case that wasn't 2. Good. Reach up, inhale. And step forward into that mountain pose, arms down. Pause. Good, so begin with your feet hip width apart. Now turn sideways again. So feet are hip width apart like we discussed before. Hands come through to the hips. And you're gonna think of a straight line, trace a straight line back and step that left foot back. If you're really wobbly, be near a wall or a couch and hold on. But this is a lunge, so your back heel is now lifted. You see how I'm not turning the heel in? You're going straight down, straight back to the wall. Now sit down into your waist. Scoop the belly up and reach your arms up. Push the feet into the floor, hug your inner thighs to the midline. Those are all just options. Now you can hold this, which is really hard, or just 3 times I want you to dip down, and pick the knee up and bring it forward. Go back again, dip down, and come up. Almost done, one more. Dip, and come up. And release. Everyone step the back foot forward and relax. This way we get a little bit of cardio into our yoga. You can absolutely skip those reps that we do. Take one more breath, hands to the hips. And step your right foot back. Same lunge position here. Arms out. So again, you can stay or 3 times. Dip down twice, and then with control, bring that right knee up. Bring it back, just move slow. 1, 2. Bring it forward. Lead the chest forward as you step the foot back. Up, and everyone step the right foot next to left and pause. Good. Step open. Maybe sideways on your mat, about the length of your legs between your feet here. And we're just going to triangle. Oh, and have your block near you. Grab your block here and put it near the right foot. You might need it. Now turn that right foot open, left heel slightly back, arms out. Now think of anchoring through the left foot as you reach beyond your right foot with your right hand. And triangle, lower the right hand down. Again, you could even here use the block, put it to the outer ankle and put your hand on it, or just put your hand somewhere on the ankle. Turn your gaze up if you can. So with your head turning, think of your chest turning up as well. I'm getting a nice stretch in my waist in addition to the legs. So that's why we try to turn upward. Good, now inhale, come up. This is where the block might come in. Now hop the left foot a little left, so your left hip rotates forward. Sweep your left hand down to the ankle or the block and reach your right arm to the sky. So this is the twisted triangle, which is facing the opposite direction now. Keep rotating your chest to the ceiling. 2 more. Good, come back down. Take the block with you as you come up and already put it near the left foot. Set up, left foot turns open, right heel slightly backward. Arms out. Let your feet melt into the floor. It helps with balance. Anchor the back foot. Inhale, reach forward. Lower down. Look up to the right thumb if you can. So therefore, your right arm can't be way back here. Keep a T shape in your 2 arms. Good. Come back up, arms stay broad. Pop your back foot a little to the right so you can rotate that right hip more easily. Rotate and bring your right hand down to block or ankle. And stretch your left arm to the ceiling. Deepen the breaths here. Good. Left hand down and come back up to standing. Take a moment to roll your shoulders. Both directions. Good. All right, a little more shoulder work here. Turn your toes out, heels in. This is the goddess pose. You can go as low or not so low as you want. Sweep your right arm under the left, so you have that eagle arm. Now think of your torso pretty upright and sink down into your goddess pose. Lift your elbows up and press your fingers away from your forehead. So you can just be here. Make sure the knees don't collapse in. Press them out. Stretch your inner thighs. Use your glutes. Or 5 times you can just do little pulse. 1, 2. Keep the elbows high. 3, 4, 5. Slowly stand up. Swing the other arm under. Elbows lift. Hands away from the forehead. And sink down. To feel the opposing forces of the tailbone pulling down, the elbows and chest pulling up. Or pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I promise that was the last one. Release. Hands to the hips. Turn your feet parallel to each other or the outer edges of the mat. Good. Stretch up. Inhale. And back. And fold forward. You can just rest here and breathe. I'll show this from the side. I like this one a lot where you're in that same wide-legged stance. And if you have the capacity, walk your hands through your legs as far back as you can. Find some grip on the floor. Shift your weight forward. Of course, you can bend your knees. Shift your weight forward on the feet, and you should get a nice stretch. Imagine that was pulling you on your arms. Good. Release out of that and come up. And that was it for standing. Let's have a seat on our mat again. Good. Sit down, and you can do this on the block or the floor. Just go to egg pose. Step your feet a decent amount in. Wrap your arms around your shins and just sink your head down. It should feel like a resting pose, so don't fight to stay forward. Rather walk your feet forward more. Just see what works for you. One more breath. Good. So the next pose is for our abs. Just a quick one. You can use your block. I'm going to use mine, which emphasizes the inner thigh work a little more, or you don't have to. The block, you can take it this way or this way, just about in the middle of the inner thigh somewhere. Good. Reach your arms forward, lift the chest. Now sit back a little and pick up your feet so your shins are parallel. You don't have to squeeze the block, it just prevents the knees from flaring out. You can straighten the legs more if you want. You raise your arms up, two more breaths. Good. When you're ready, step your feet down. Drop the knees out. Here, if you have a block, you want to use it, you can put it between your feet for an even bigger inner thigh stretch. Any height or width you want to use it. Good. Pull the feet in a little and lean in just a bit. So notice the difference between this, right, where I'm definitely straining my neck. It feels good to once in a while hang the head down, but think of a long line up your chest, up your neck, and then lean forward from your belly button and your chest. Good. Come up. Extend your legs forward, shake them out. And we'll do an open twist today. Step your left foot across your right knee and twist to the right. So usually we turn to the knee. Today I want you to turn away from that left knee. Look over the right shoulder. Good. Unwind. Keep the ankle crossed over the right thigh or put the foot to the inner thigh. So foot to inner thigh like a tree or cross ankle over thigh. Should this bother your knee, you're going to put your block here. Inhale, reach up and fold in. Good. Come back up and release your hands. Left leg straight, right foot steps over and twist to the left into your open twist. Work your neck too. Good. Unwind. Pick your option. Inner thigh or top of the thigh. Inhale, sweep up. And fold. And inhale, come back up and release your hands down. All right, legs come out, shake it out. Maybe roll them in and out a few times. And we'll go into our hip stretches. So actually before that, I want to do a camel pose too. So I'm going to turn sideways again. And if this is too much, I'll show you what, if you don't want to do the following pose, you can go into reversed child's pose. So you just sit in child's pose, put your hands behind you and you can raise your hips. Okay, otherwise stand up onto your shins here, hands to the low back, and begin to look up and lean back. When you're done, come up. And now go into child's pose. Maybe sleeping child, you would simply take your arms by the sides versus forward. That's up to you. All right, Let's come up. Those of you who want to do down dog in between, you can go there. Otherwise, you're just going to bring your right knee forward to pigeon. Slide that shin across the mat so the right foot pivots left, in other words. And now sit your hips back. I like this twist, but it's a lot more stretch on the hips, so be aware. If you want to thread the needle here, let's say you're pretty low in your hips, take your left arm, slide it right, and lay your left shoulder with the head down. Good, come back up. So again, if you have a hard time with the next part of the toes, sit on the block with your right hip, grab your left ankle, so bend that knee. You can even lower down to the right forearm to give it a bigger stretch. All right, let's release and come to the other side. So down dog, people, go there. I'm just going to stretch my right leg out like this, tuck the right toes and press back. And now go pigeon left side. If you want to do thread the needle, right arm goes left. Good. At some point, come back up carefully. Use the block if you like. And now let's bend the right leg. And again, if you want to lower to the left forearm, you can. All right, release. When done, let's rotate the right foot forward. Shake out your legs. And here's the final forward bend. You could use your belt for this one, put it around your feet. Otherwise, inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold in. Here to keep a sense of length in the upper back and the neck, even if you had drops. All right, and release out of that, and we'll lie onto the back. Lie the back, pause for a moment, deep breaths. Good, bend your right knee into your chest. Last hip stretch we do, take your left hand to the right foot, kind of like the top of the foot. Place that right foot on the left upper thigh and fold the right knee down. This is half lotus. You shouldn't feel pain in the knee. It should be a stretch in your hip and your thigh. One more breath. Good. Release the leg down and bend your left knee in. Grab the foot, cross it over the right thigh. Try to grab it at low, lift it as high up on the thigh as you can, and then rotate that knee down. Also, make sure your back doesn't arch off the floor too much. Try to keep your back as neutral as you can, so it's truly a hip rotation, because when we're tied, the body does all kinds of things like arching and tipping the pelvis back, so this place doesn't have to stretch. All right, release. Next, we'll go into shoulder stand, which you will skip if you have glaucoma, because glaucoma, you already have higher pressure in your eyes than you should. So bringing your legs higher than your eyes will just put more pressure. So you will skip that. You can do the easy one, though, if you want to put the block under the hips and just raise your legs, not raising the hips. That one's usually fine unless you don't feel fine. But if you want, do the full version. Chin, so make sure you don't tuck your chin in like I just did. Keep that throat open and then sweep your legs out. Good. Support your hips with your hands. The gaze stays up, and I'm really feeling the weight in my arms and the backs of my shoulders. I'm not feeling the weight in my neck at all, or even my head. My head is not being pushed on the ground. The weight is much lower than the neck and head. So if you're in full shoulder stand, I'm still angling back. There's one where you go straight back. I don't like that for my neck, so I'm staying in the bent version. You can lower your right foot back behind you. One-legged plow, you can switch, really good for the circulation. You can do full plow. Good. You can stay up longer or roll out and go into Shavasana again. Right. Next, we'll do fish position. So if you're putting the block underneath your shoulders, I'll sit up and show this for a moment. You want to put the block across like the bra line area. Don't put it on the low back. So the block always needs to be on the firm rib cage, okay? So in a lying down position, this would look, and you can use a big rolled up beach towel too. So I'm feeling my shoulder blades on the block, and it's also not under the neck, so my neck is completely free, right? So find a good spot for you. Arms can be out or down. Think of that stretch across the chest. So I'm going to show this one today. There's one where you're just propping up on the elbows, where there's no block. You can do that one as well. Really nice throat opener too. Have 3 more breaths. Scan the body of any tension you could let go of. All right, and when you're ready, carefully come up and lie flat on your back again. Take a cleansing breath. Good. Now step your feet onto the mat in preparation for bridge pose, arms down by the sides. When you're ready, pick up your hips. Squeeze your butt Don't be afraid to touch your butt and make sure those glutes are squeezing upward. In other words, think of rotating your pubis up to the ceiling. It's not hanging down like that. That's just going to bother your back. You've got to rotate your pelvis under. A couple more breaths. You could lift your chest more, but not at the expense of dropping your hips. Good. Slowly, gently roll down. Bring your left leg into happy baby pose. So I like to hold my outer edge of the foot. Some people grab the inside of the foot. Whichever you got, point the sole of the foot to the ceiling and then slide your right leg down. Good. Step both feet on the ground again to start. And then right leg comes up and left foot slides down. Lower both legs down now. Shake them out a little. Make sure your body feels at the neutral position. Final spinal twist. Take your left knee, step the left foot gently onto the right thigh somewhere. Left arm out. Right hand grabs that left knee and pull it on an exhale. So inhale. Pull it to the right, exhale. Head can turn left. Come back up. Straighten both legs out. And do the exact same on the opposite leg. Right arm out. Step the right foot on the left thigh. Inhale. And twist left. Unwind when you're done. Good, and instead of happy baby pose, I'd like you to step the soles of your feet together in the air and then pull the feet to you. Maybe even clasp your hands around the outer feet. So instead of having your feet apart, they're touching. Pull the feet toward your belly or your chest and angle the knees out. So the more you get to pull, the more inner thigh stretch you feel. You can rock if you want. All right, when you're done, that was it for today's asana practice. Now we're just doing Shavasana, the relaxation pose. So from here, you can just turn your palms up. Make sure you, again, move your body around so nothing feels stuck or inhibited. Allow equal energy to flow everywhere now. So as you inhale now, think of breathing into every cell of the body. Exhale. Letting go of any stale energy. Inhale. And out. Again, into every cell. Although your lower jaw can drop a little, we're now trying to do nose breathing, very gentle, natural breathing. Think mind, relax. Let the body get that message. Relax. Feel that greater sense of ease. This is time when energetically you're very open. Put a message into your body. My body feels healthy. I am strong and resilient. Or any message that is positive that you can really feel in your body. Do that for a minute or two. Deepen your next breath. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Raise your arms overhead. Release the hands down, bend your knees in. And roll over to one side. From here, come up to sit. Seated. Maybe once again, as you place your hands at the heart, go back to your personal mantra, your affirmation for the day. Namaste.